Okay, we'll be taking a test in a couple days. Here's what you can expect on it. It is 6 problems. Okay, first thing I need you to do is simplify that square root. Okay, now here's how this works. First thing what you do is you make your own square root, and then the big number, you write that off to the side. Then x to the third, you go 3 of them, and then y to the 6th, there would be 6 of them. Okay, so 75. Is 75 in the bubble? Nope. So to simplify it, I need to divide into the 65. Okay, or the 75, my bad. First number less than 75 would be 64. Got a decimal, so I got to keep moving. Now 49, decimal, keep moving. 36, decimal, 25. Okay, I got that to work. Okay. And I make 2 square roots. I put 25 and 3. Now remember, we always got to get rid of the first square root because on the paper, that's equal to 5. So what I do is I put the whole number 5 outside the square root and then 3 inside. Now, here's what I do then with the variables. We circle 2 at a time, okay? So there's 1. That one doesn't get a circle, so therefore I need x in the square root. Now, how many circles did you make? Okay, you made 1 circle. So you put x to the first power. Now, 6. 1, 2, 3. I wrote 1 too many. So how many? So was there any y's left? No, there was not, like there was. There was no y's outside, so I don't put y here. Now, how many y's do we have? How many circles do you have? You have 3. So I put y third. That's the answer. Okay, next one, number 2. The square root of 25. Then I have the square root of x to the 8th. So I write x times x times x times x times x times x, x, x. Then y to the 4th would be 4y's. Now, 25. 25's in the bubble, okay? What is it? It's 5. So don't mess around here. You're not going to divide into it. You put a 5 outside. You're not going to have a big number inside. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. There's none left, so I don't put x inside. And I put x outside, and its power is how many circles I got. I made 4. Okay, y to the 4th. There's no y's remaining, so I don't put y inside. I put a y outside, and there'd be 2. Okay. Now, since I didn't put anything in this square root, we need to eliminate it from the answer. So there we have it. This is equal to 5x to the 4th, y to the 2nd. Okay, so we have that. Now, you got your Pythagorean theorem. You got to find the unknown side of the right triangle. Here's the right triangle. A, B, and C. Okay, so we do not know B. Okay, so I'm going to split that down the middle. And I need to use the Pythagorean equation. A to the 2nd plus B to the 2nd is C to the 2nd. So A, I have 6. B, I don't know, so I keep that as B. Don't write X. C is 10 to the 2nd. Now, we're going to be solving for B to the 2nd. Then we're going to be solving for B. Okay, because B to the 2nd is the only variable I have. So I got to get rid of as many second powers as I can. So 6 to the 2nd is 36. B, I don't really have a B, so that'll stay B to the 2nd because that's what I'm solving for. 10 to the 2nd is 100. Okay. Now, I dot my B, 1 dot circle. Now, here's your equals. Look at these two have to go together. They're on opposite sides. So, therefore, we would want a minus. But we got to minus the correct one. the 36 is a number being added to your 1 times b to the second. So I minus 36 and minus it, and that gives me 64. Now, we really don't need to divide by 1, because if I underline put a 1 and underline put a 1, 64 divided by 1 is still 64. So I don't need to worry about the 1, as long as it's a 1. So we have 64, and then I find the square root of 64. Use your calculator. And that's 8, okay, which makes sense because 64 is in the bubble. It's exactly 8. Okay. Now please put 8 right there so I can see the answer. Okay, next problem. You're finding a this time. So you're finding what a to the second is equal to and then what a is equal. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So a, okay, you don't know that, okay, so keep the second power. B is 5, 5 to the second, and then c is 9, 9 to the second. Get rid of as many of those second, you don't want to dot and circle until you get rid of as many second powers as you can. 5 second is 25. Remember, the a to the second stays the way it is. You can't simplify that at this point. 9 to the second's 81. Okay, so we have to get the a to the second by itself. So I had 1 dot and circle. Now here's my equals. They're again on opposite sides. So since that's true, we need to minus. Okay. So I minus 25. Remember, you got to minus the number being added. Okay, not the 81. 81's not being added. 81 minus 25 is 56, okay? Now dividing by 1 would be a waste of time. Dividing by any other number would not be, but 1. Now find the square root of 65. 56, not 65, 56. 7.48, okay? Once again, as long as your C is longer than any of the other ones, then you're good, okay? 7.48. Okay, my last one up here. A to the second plus b to the second equals c to the second. Okay, so my a is 5. Remember, we're solving for c this time. That's the one we don't know. So 5 to the second, and then b is 7 to the second, and c to the second. So 5 to the second's 25. And 7 to the second is 49. And I do not have any idea. We keep that variable the same. Now, 1 dot, and here's my equals. Now these go together, and they are on the same side. So that means I'm not going to minus. I want to just add those, which means I'm just going to cross those out. 25 plus 49 is 74. Now we would not need to divide by 1. We can just delete the 1, and c squared is 74. Then the number times itself, that's 74. I'm going to need to square root that. Second, fourth key up, 74. 8.60. Okay. And that's your C. So put 8.60 right there. As long as I see that, that's what we need. Okay, story problem involving direction. A car travels 20 miles. Remember, direction, you want to label your north, south, east is over here, west. Okay, and I got a lot of space for you. A car travels 20 miles straight west. West would be this way, okay? 5 miles straight north, okay? So from, now I'm here, okay? So I'm going north now. Put a 5 outside if you can fit it. Find the distance traveled. So I'm finding how far it is from where I started to where I ended, okay? So question mark. Put the right angle there, because that's a nice square angle, okay? And across from that is your C. and then A and B, it doesn't really matter. I usually have A go across and B up and down. But if you mix them up, that's fine, as long as your C is across from the right angle. Okay, so A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So my A is 20 to the second, and the B is 5 to the second, and C I don't know, so I keep that letter in there, and I will be getting C to the second and C. Okay, let's get rid of as many of the second powers as possible. So 20 to the second is 400. Plus 5 to the second, I can simplify that, 25. That equals C to the second. Okay. Now, I'm ready to, now that all the second powers are gone, I dot and circle. And these go together, and they're on the same side, okay? And that would mean I add them. Okay, I don't need to worry about minusing. I just cross them out and add them. 400 plus 25 is 425. We have a 1 there, so we don't need to divide. We have we know what C to the second equals. And now we find the square root to find what C actually is. So 425, and that's 20.62. Okay. Miles. Okay. All right, so again, and then by the way, if it said it went east, you'd go this way, and south, you'd go down, okay? But you're still trying to find from here to here, okay? You just extend it, write question mark, and so forth.